Dr. Emma Stone stared at the computer screen in disbelief. The radio telescope at the Green Bank Observatory had picked up something that made her heart race. After 30 years of searching for alien signals, she had finally found one. The signal came from the direction of Alpha Centauri. It was not random noise or natural phenomena. This was clearly artificial, created by intelligent beings. The pattern was complex but organized, like a mathematical equation written in starlight. "Tom, come look at this," Emma called to her research partner. Dr. Tom Miller hurried over, his coffee mug still warm in his hands. "What is it?" Tom asked, adjusting his glasses. "Look at these frequency patterns. This is not from Earth. This is not from any human source I know of," Emma said, pointing at the screen. The signal pulsed in regular intervals. It contained layers of information that seemed to grow more complex as they analyzed it. Emma felt like they were looking at the first words of an alien language. "Are you sure this is not interference from a satellite?" Tom asked. "Positive. I have checked everything twice. This signal is coming from space, from a star system 4.3 light years away," Emma replied. For the next 3 days, Emma and Tom worked around the clock. They decoded parts of the message. What they found shocked them. The signal contained maps of the local galaxy. It showed the positions of hundreds of star systems, many containing planets. But there was something strange about these maps. Earth was marked with a special symbol, different from all other planets. The symbol seemed to indicate some kind of warning or designation. Why would aliens mark Earth differently? Tom wondered aloud. Emma studied the data more carefully. Hidden within the signal were what appeared to be power readings, energy signatures from different worlds across the galaxy. Most planets showed normal readings, typical of civilizations that used standard technology. Earth's reading was different, much different. According to the alien data, Earth generated power levels that were completely impossible. The readings suggested that humans possessed energy capabilities far beyond any known science. But this made no sense. Humans were barely capable of space travel beyond their own moon. "This has to be a mistake," Tom said. "We are not some superpowered species. Look at us. We still fight wars over oil and water." Emma was not so sure. She began to research human history from a new angle. What if there were things about humanity that they did not understand? What if human potential was much greater than anyone realized? She found old stories and legends from every culture on Earth, tales of humans who could move mountains, heal with touch, or see across vast distances. Most people dismissed these as myths and fairy tales. But what if they were not myths? What if they were memories? Emma discovered that human DNA contained sequences that scientists had labeled as junk DNA. These sequences served no known purpose. They just sat there, taking up space in the human genetic code. But what if this DNA was not junk? What if it was dormant? The alien signal continued to broadcast for 7 days. Then, suddenly, it changed. The new message was shorter and more urgent. Emma and Tom decoded it quickly. The message was simple. "They know. Prepare." "Who knows what?" Tom asked. "Prepare for what?" Before Emma could answer, every radio telescope on Earth began receiving signals. Not just from Alpha Centauri, but from dozens of star systems across the galaxy. The signals all contained the same message, repeated in multiple alien languages. Humanity has been activated. All species maintain distance. Do not approach Sol system. Quarantine protocols in effect. Emma felt a chill run down her spine. Activated? What did that mean? Around the world, other scientists were making the same discovery. The signals were clear. The galaxy was full of intelligent life, and they were all afraid of something. They were afraid of humans, but humans did not feel powerful. They felt small and alone in the vast cosmos. How could an entire galaxy fear a species that had barely left its home planet. Emma looked at Tom with growing concern. I think we need to contact the government immediately. Why? What do you think is happening? Emma stared at the alien messages scrolling across her screen. Dozens of civilizations, all sending the same warning about Earth. All maintaining their distance from humanity. I think, Emma said slowly, that we are about to learn something about ourselves that we never knew. And I think the rest of the galaxy has been waiting for this moment for a very long time. The signal from Alpha Centauri had awakened something. Something that had been sleeping in humanity for millennia. And now, the entire galaxy was watching to see what humans would do next. The age of human ignorance was ending. The age of human. Power was about to begin. 3 weeks after the first alien signal, strange things began happening around the world. People reported unusual experiences that governments tried to hide from the public. In Tokyo, a construction worker named Kenji was trapped under fallen steel beams after an earthquake. His co-workers watched in amazement as he lifted the heavy metal with his bare hands, something that should have been impossible. The beams weighed over 3 tons each. In New York, a nurse named Lisa was working in the emergency room when a patient's heart stopped. The defibrillator was broken, and there was no time to get another one. In desperation, Lisa placed her hands on the patient's chest. A warm, golden light flowed from her palms, and the patient's heart began beating again. In Mumbai, a young boy named Raj was playing near a construction site when he fell into a deep pit. His mother, Maya, ran to help him. Without thinking, she jumped down the 30-foot hole and landed softly at the bottom. As if gravity had no effect on her. These incidents happened across every continent. People suddenly displayed abilities that defied the laws of physics. Some could move objects with their minds. Others could heal injuries with a touch. Some could run faster than cars or jump incredible distances. Dr. Emma Stone was collecting reports from around the world. Her small observatory had become the unofficial center for tracking these phenomena. Governments were calling her daily, asking for explanations. Tom, look at this map, Emma said, pointing to her computer screen. Every single incident of unusual human ability corresponds exactly with the energy readings in the alien signals. The map showed thousands of red dots scattered across Earth. Each dot represented a person who had displayed superhuman abilities. The pattern was not random. It followed ley lines, magnetic field variations, and ancient sacred sites. It's like the entire planet is some kind of amplification device, Tom observed. But amplifying what? Emma had been studying the junk DNA sequences more carefully. She discovered that in every person who displayed abilities, these dormant genetic sequences had suddenly become active. Something was switching on parts of human DNA that had been sleeping for thousands of years. I think I know what's happening, Emma said. The alien signal did not just inform us about our potential, it activated it. Meanwhile, in space, alien fleets maintained their distance from Earth. Captain VOR of the Centauri Republic watched the human planet through long-range sensors. His people had been monitoring Earth for centuries, waiting for this day. Sir, his communications officer reported, we are receiving emergency broadcasts from the inner colonies. They are requesting immediate evacuation assistance. Why? Captain, VOR asked, though he already suspected the answer. The humans, sir, their power levels are increasing exponentially. The Galactic Council fears they may become unstable. Captain VOR nodded grimly. His ancestors had left warnings about the humans. Ancient texts spoke of a species that possessed the ability to channel pure cosmic energy. They called them the Star-Touched, beings who could reshape reality itself. Send word to the Council, Captain VOR ordered. The humans have begun their awakening. Maintain quarantine distance of at least 50 light years. Back on Earth, Governments were struggling to respond to the crisis. Military leaders wanted to study and control people with abilities. Scientists wanted to understand the phenomenon. Religious leaders declared it either a miracle or the end times. President Johnson called an emergency meeting with his top advisors. "How many people are we talking about?" he asked. General Roberts consulted his tablet. "Current estimates suggest that roughly 1 in every 1,000 humans has displayed some form of enhanced ability. That's approximately 8 million people worldwide. And the number is growing?" "Yes, sir. New cases are reported every hour." Dr. Emma Stone was invited to brief the president via video call. She explained her findings as simply as possible. "Mr. President, based on our analysis, every human on Earth carries dormant genetic sequences that grant extraordinary abilities. The alien signal acted like a key, unlocking these abilities in people around the world." "Why now?" the president asked. "Why after thousands of years of human history?" Emma paused before answering. "I believe the aliens have been watching us, waiting for us to reach a certain level of technological development. Once we could detect their signals, they knew we were ready for the next phase of human evolution." "What do they want from us?" "I don't think they want anything from us, sir. I think they're afraid of what we might become." As Emma spoke, reports came in of new incidents. A farmer in Kansas had accidentally created a small lightning storm while fixing his tractor. A teacher in London had made flowers bloom in winter just by touching them. A fisherman in Norway had calmed a violent storm with his thoughts. Humanity was changing. The question was not whether they could control these new abilities, but whether they should. The galaxy was watching, and for the first time in cosmic history, they were afraid of a species from a small blue planet at the edge of the Milky Way. Asterisk on the planet Nexus Prime. Representatives from 47 different alien civilizations gathered for an emergency session of the Galactic Council. The Great Assembly Hall, which had seen peace negotiations and trade agreements for millennia, now buzzed with fear and uncertainty. Chancellor Crix of the Andromedans called the session to order. His blue-scaled face showed the strain of recent events. "Fellow beings, we face an unprecedented situation. The humans of Sol 3 had begun their transformation." A murmur rippled through the assembly. Many species had hoped this day would never come. Ambassador Thane of the Rigel Consortium stood to speak. His insectoid features clicked nervously. "Honored Council, our ancient archives speak clearly of the human potential. Our ancestors warned us of this moment for over 10,000 years. Tell us what the archives say." Chancellor Crix requested. Ambassador Thane activated a holographic display. Ancient symbols and star maps appeared in the air above the assembly. Long ago, before most of our civilizations achieved spaceflight, there existed a species known as the Architects. They seeded the galaxy with life, creating races across thousands of worlds. The hologram showed the spiral arms of the galaxy, with lines connecting various star systems. "The Architects created most species with natural limits," Thane continued. "Physical strength, mental capacity, energy manipulation, all were bounded by the laws of physics. But on one world, they tried something different." The hologram zoomed in on a small yellow star at the galaxy's edge. Earth. On Sol 3, they created a species without limits. Humans were designed to be the Architect's ultimate creation. Beings capable of channeling pure cosmic energy, of manipulating matter and energy at the quantum level. The assembly fell silent. Many had heard whispers of this legend, but few believed it was true. "But the experiment was too successful," Ambassador Thane said gravely. "The first humans who awakened their full potential nearly destroyed their planet. The Architects realized they had created something too powerful, so they locked away human abilities, burying them deep in their genetic code." Chancellor Crix leaned forward. And now these locks are opening? Yes. Our scientists believe that human technology has reached the trigger point. When they developed radio telescopes capable of detecting signals from other star systems, it activated a countdown sequence in their DNA. On Earth, Dr. Emma Stone was experiencing the truth of these ancient warnings firsthand. She had begun displaying abilities of her own. When she concentrated on the alien signals, she could understand them without translation software. The mathematical patterns made perfect sense to her now. "Tom, I think I can hear them," she said, staring at the radio telescope data. "Hear who?" "The aliens. Their thoughts, their conversations. It's like their signals are becoming part of my consciousness." Tom looked worried. "Emma, maybe you should rest. You've been working for 18 hours straight." But Emma could not rest. The universe was opening up to her in ways she never imagined. She could sense the locations of alien fleets throughout the galaxy. She could feel their fear like a cold wind across space. "They're terrified of us, Tom. Not angry, not hostile, terrified." Around the world, other humans were making similar discoveries. A mathematician in Berlin suddenly understood equations that described the fundamental structure of reality. A musician in Brazil found she could create sounds that affected the emotional states of everyone who heard them. A mechanic in Detroit realized he could repair any machine just by touching it and understanding its purpose. The changes were accelerating. What had started as isolated incidents was becoming a global phenomenon. News reports struggled to keep up with the stories of ordinary people performing extraordinary feats out in the Galactic Council chambers. The debate had turned to action. "We must intervene before they become too powerful," declared General Zahn of the warrior caste. "A surgical strike, while they are still weak, could eliminate the threat." "You fool," snapped Elder Mora of the Peaceful Worlds. "Any attack on Earth would only accelerate their awakening. The ancient texts are clear. Humans become more powerful when threatened." Chancellor Crix raised his hand for silence. "What do our current observations tell us about human power levels?" The chief science officer, a crystalline being from the Silicon Worlds, projected new data. Their energy output has increased by 300% in the past month. If this trend continues, within 6 months, even a single human will possess the power to destroy an entire star system. The assembly erupted in panicked discussions. Some called for immediate evacuation of nearby colonies. Others demanded military action. A few wise voices suggested attempting peaceful contact. "We have perhaps one Earth month before they become truly dangerous," the science officer continued. "Whatever action we take, we must decide quickly." Back on Earth, Emma Stone stood outside her observatory, looking up at the stars with new eyes. She could feel the alien presences out there, watching, waiting, fearing. For the first time in human history, Earth was not alone in the universe. But instead of welcoming contact, the galaxy was preparing for war. The decision came from the Galactic Council after 3 days of heated debate. They would test humanity's intentions with a controlled demonstration of force. If humans responded with aggression, the galaxy would unite against them. If they showed restraint, perhaps peace was possible. Admiral Rex of the Combined Fleet received his orders with mixed feelings. His armada of 200 ships would jump to the edge of Earth's solar system and present a show of force. No attacks, no destruction. Just a clear message that humanity was not alone and was being watched. "Remember," Admiral Rex told his captains, "we are not here to start a war. We are here to see what kind of species humanity truly is." On Earth, the changes in human abilities had reached a critical point. Dr. Emma Stone could now communicate telepathically with people across the globe. She had become an unofficial coordinator for others like herself, helping newly awakened humans understand their powers. "Emma," came a voice in her mind. It was Dr. James Wright, a physicist in London. Something big is happening. I can sense massive energy signatures approaching our solar system. Emma concentrated, extending her awareness beyond Earth's atmosphere. What she felt made her blood run cold. Hundreds of alien ships were positioning themselves just outside Pluto's orbit. "Tom," she called aloud, "contact the president immediately. We have visitors." Within hours, every major government on Earth knew about the alien fleet. Military leaders scrambled to prepare defenses, though they knew their weapons would be useless against such advanced technology. World leaders held emergency conferences, trying to decide how to respond to humanity's first contact with alien life. But the awakened humans were having their own meetings. Emma found herself in mental contact with thousands of people around the world who shared her abilities. Together, they formed an impromptu network of enhanced minds. "They're not here to attack," said Maria, a teacher from Mexico City who could sense emotions across vast distances. "I can feel their intentions. They're afraid, but they're also curious." "Then why bring so many ships?" asked David, a former soldier from Australia who had developed the ability to see energy patterns. Emma reached out with her mind, trying to understand the alien fleet's purpose. What she discovered surprised her. "They're testing us. They want to see how we'll react to their presence." The test began subtly. Admiral Rex ordered his ships to perform maneuvers that would be clearly visible from Earth's telescopes. The alien vessels moved in perfect formation, demonstrating technology far beyond human capability. The message was clear. "We are here, we are powerful, and we are watching you." Earth's military response was predictable. Fighter jets scrambled from bases around the world. Nuclear submarines surfaced and aimed their missiles at the sky. Satellite weapons systems powered up, ready to defend the planet. But the awakened humans had a different idea. "We need to respond as one voice," Emma told the mental network. "Not as separate nations, but as a single species." Around the world, humans with enhanced abilities began to act in coordination. Instead of preparing for war, they began to demonstrate something the galaxy had never seen before: unity. In Beijing, a man who could manipulate electromagnetic fields shut down all military radar systems peacefully, sending them into sleep mode rather than destroying them. In Washington, a woman who could influence electronics disabled nuclear weapon systems, preventing any chance of accidental war. In Moscow, London, and every other major capital, awakened humans quietly neutralized humanity's weapons of mass destruction. The message to both Earth's governments and the watching alien fleet was clear: we choose peace. Admiral Rex watched these events unfold with growing amazement. His sensors detected the systematic shutdown of Earth's military systems, but there was no violence, no destruction. The humans were disarming themselves voluntarily. "Sir," his communications officer reported, "we're receiving a transmission from Earth. It's not coming from any government facility. Put it through." Emma Stone's voice filled the bridge of the flagship. She had somehow figured out how to send a signal directly to the alien fleet, using nothing but her enhanced abilities. "We know you're testing us," Emma said calmly. "We know you're afraid of what we might become. But we want you to understand something about humanity that your ancient records might not have told you." The entire alien fleet listened as Emma continued. "Yes, we have great potential for power. But we also have something else, the ability to choose. We choose cooperation over conquest. We choose understanding over destruction. We choose to use our growing abilities to heal our world, not to threaten others." As if to demonstrate her point, awakened humans around Earth began working together on a massive scale. They cleaned polluted rivers with a thought, healed damaged ecosystems with their touch, and repaired decades of environmental destruction in mere hours. The alien fleet watched in stunned silence as Earth transformed before their eyes. This was not the behavior they had expected from a species of unlimited power. This was something entirely new in galactic history. Admiral Rex found himself faced with a choice that would determine the future of both humanity and the galaxy. Admiral Rex stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the blue-green world below transform before his eyes. In just 6 hours, the humans had accomplished what most civilizations took centuries to achieve. Dead oceans bloomed with life. Polluted skies cleared to reveal brilliant blue. Deserts turned green as awakened humans worked together to heal their planet. Admiral, his science officer reported, "We're detecting impossible energy readings from the planet's surface. The humans are somehow converting matter at the atomic level, but they're doing it with perfect precision. No radiation, no toxic byproducts, no environmental damage." Rex nodded slowly. In all his years of military service, he had never seen anything like this. The humans were not just powerful, they were wise in how they used their power. "Sir," the communications officer announced, "we're receiving another transmission from Earth. This time it's coming from multiple sources simultaneously." The view screen activated, showing not just Dr. Emma Stone, but dozens of awakened humans from around the world. They stood in cities, forests, mountains, and beaches, all connected by their enhanced abilities, speaking as one voice for their entire species. "People of the galaxy," Emma began, "we know your history tells you to fear us. We know your ancestors warned of humanity's potential for destruction. But we want to show you something different." The transmission switched to images from around Earth. Humans were not just healing their planet, they were preparing it for something greater. They had begun constructing massive crystalline structures that pulsed with gentle energy. "We've learned to tap into the same cosmic forces that power the stars," continued James Wright from London. "But instead of using this power for weapons, we're building something new." Maria from Mexico City stepped forward in the transmission. "We're creating harmony generators, devices that can calm violent storms, heal damaged ecosystems, and bring peace to troubled minds. We want to share this technology with the galaxy." Admiral Rex felt a chill of recognition. These harmony generators matched descriptions from the oldest archives, technology that the legendary architects had used to bring peace to warring worlds. "They're not becoming conquerors," Rex whispered to himself. "They're becoming healers." Back on Earth, the awakened humans were working faster than ever, but their rush was not driven by fear or aggression. They had sensed something through their cosmic awareness. The galaxy was in trouble. Emma expanded her consciousness beyond the solar system, touching the minds of alien beings across hundreds of worlds. What she found broke her heart. The galaxy was dying. Ancient wars had left entire star systems barren. Pollution and conflict had poisoned countless worlds. Many civilizations were slowly fading away, too tired and damaged to heal themselves. "We can help them," Emma told the global network of awakened humans. "We can heal not just Earth, but the entire galaxy." The response was immediate and unanimous. Every enhanced human on Earth began working together on the largest project in cosmic history. They started building a network of harmony generators that could reach across interstellar space. Admiral Rex watched in amazement as the crystalline structures on Earth began to pulse in perfect synchronization. Energy readings spiked beyond anything his instruments could measure, but instead of destruction, the energy brought healing. The first world to feel the effect was Rigel Prime, home of Ambassador Thane. The insectoid diplomat was in his garden when it happened. Dead soil suddenly burst with life. Poisoned rivers ran clear for the first time in centuries. The perpetual gray clouds that had covered his world for generations parted to reveal blue sky. "Impossible," Thane whispered, then reached for his communicator. "Emergency council session. The humans. They're healing our worlds." Across the galaxy, the same miracle repeated. On Nexus Prime, Chancellor Crix watched in wonder as his people's ancient war scars disappeared from the landscape. On the Silicon worlds, crystalline beings felt their fractured cores becoming whole again for the first time in millennia. Emma Stone's voice reached every conscious mind in the galaxy simultaneously, a feat that should have been impossible, even for the legendary architects. "We are not your enemies," she said gently. "We are your healers. The same power that could destroy can also create. The same abilities that could conquer can also cure. We choose to use our gifts to bring life back to the galaxy." Admiral Rex made his decision. He opened a communication channel to the Galactic Council. Admiral Rex reporting. "The human test is complete. Recommendation: immediate and full diplomatic contact. The humans pose no threat to galactic civilization. In fact, they may be its salvation." On Earth, Dr. Emma Stone stood outside her observatory one final time as a member of an unknown species. Tomorrow, humanity would take its place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as guardians. The galaxy had feared human power, but they had never imagined human compassion. The signal from Alpha Centauri had awakened humanity's hidden abilities. But humanity had awakened something even more powerful in the galaxy: hope. As the alien fleet moved closer to Earth for peaceful first contact, Emma smiled at the stars. The age of fear was ending. The age of healing had begun. The end